Hello, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Carole. This is my channel, Sew Carole, and you're joining me for the results of the third spin of the fabric wheel of fate. It turned out great. It turned out great. This was a fabric that I was really nervous about, and I'm really pleased with it. So another win for the fabric wheel. In case you're new here, I ought to give you a rundown on what the fabric wheel is. Now, this is hashtag fabric wheel of fate. It's a device I use to choose the fabrics and the projects that I'm going to sew next. So I do this in addition to all the things I want to do, but this is helping me use up some stash fabrics that I am not keen on or have been holding back because I just didn't know what to do with them. The wheel tells me what to make and I make it up. And I have to say, about 9 times out of 10, I am pleased with the results. I'm actually wearing one from my last series. It was a blouse I made. It was a butterick blouse and it's 6632. This fabric was in my stash for about 2 years. Wasn't keen on it at all. And the wheel chose the fabric and I ended up with this blouse, which it's just another win. So this time round when I've done this series, I have invited any other channels out there or anybody on Instagram to join in my fun. It's honestly, it's brilliant and it really gets you motivated to do some sewing. So if you check out my Instagram page, hashtag fabric wheel of fate, you will see the results and spins of other people that have been doing it. There are a few channels doing it now. I will put the names of the channels down below in the description box. And obviously you can just click on that and it will take you to their channel. Also, if you put the hashtag fabric wheel of fate into the YouTube search bar, you should come up with some results. So yeah, join in and see what everybody else has been doing because I have been loving watching everybody else. So what did it land on last time? Whew, it was this viscose linen. Now I have to say I'm very pleased with the results, but this is a fabric, yes, I loved it too. A lot of you said they loved it and I did, but it's the wishy-washy colours that I wasn't keen on. I love the pattern wishy-washy colours. Now I have to show you something. I had so many suggestions of what to make with that linen fabric. It was unbelievable. I wrote them all down as I was going through the comments and I've come up and I printed it up and I've come up with all the suggestions that I was given. And I'm going to pin this up in my room because if I'm ever short of ideas for a fabric, I'm going to find something on here. Now I'm going to hold it in front of the camera and obviously if you want to take a screenshot of it, you can. But I might put it down below, but these are all the suggestions I got. As you can see, many craft suggestions and garments, and I think everything is there. Literally everything you could ever want to sew is there. Amazing ideas, so many different ideas. There was one thing that I did have in my mind, and that is what I've actually made. But yeah, this is going on my wall because I really, if I'm ever stuck again, I've got everything there. Gift ideas, anything. So I suppose I better tell you what I sewed with it, hadn't I? Okay, so in the end, I decided to go with a very favourite pattern of a lot of people, New Look 6197. This is, I think the Americans would call it kind of a camp shirt. We call it like a Hawaiian shirt or like a holiday shirt. I've made this for my husband's several times and never made it for myself. So I thought I would use that because it's been winter here and I've been sewing a lot of thick fabrics, thick garments. So it was an absolute dream to work with something light. And when you pressed it, it kept the crease. And obviously you had the chance to do buttonholes and everything. So I think the best thing for me to do now is to show you it. So here we go. Now I will admit this is very oversized. I am pleased with my sewing on this though, I have to say. It's got obviously the sleeves, it's got 2 pockets here. I did all the buttons, I did a really good job of the collar. It's split seams. There's one thing that worries me though. It is a little oversized, isn't it? Do you think I did something wrong? I am naughty, aren't I? It wasn't for me. I made it for my husband, Chris. And yeah, of course he wouldn't come live on the channel, but I have got some footage of him. Took a couple of photos and I said, go on then, give us a twirl. So I did get a tiny bit of footage of him modelling this. Go there. But yeah, it is for my husband. And how it came about was I was really stumped. Obviously I'd had all those ideas and I really wanted to use it for clothing because I did like the print. Then I suddenly had the idea and I said, Chris, what do you think of this fabric? And he said, oh yeah, like that. We could make a good holiday shirt. Straight away I thought, absolutely brilliant. That is what I will use it for because it is perfect for a man's shirt. And I find it really difficult to find a print, certainly of something like a viscose linen, that tends to lean towards masculine and not too feminine. So this was amazing. As I said in the video, I had a really good time making this. I made sure it was made to precision. I do alter a couple of things. Now I've made this about 3 or 4 times for him. I always make these sleeves narrower because they do come out quite wide and he's not a massive fan of that. And also with the collar I reduce this here by at least 1 centimetre. So it would have obviously come out much more, but all I do is just trim about 1 centimetre off the pattern piece, and then it's easy to do, and there you go, it's just slightly wider. Did all the buttons, haven't done buttons for a long time, so I did quite enjoy doing those, and everything matches up to precision. So I had a wonderful time sewing this. It's been a long time since I've sewn something like this where I could get it very accurate because, as I said, I've been doing a lot of knits, a lot of jerseys, a lot of thick stuff, so this was happy. I hope you don't mind me teasing you a little saying it was for me, but no, he's really pleased with it. So that will be going on our summer holidays. Obviously he's not going to wear it for a while, but yeah, he is really pleased. Oh, I forgot to show you the back. The back has a yoke and then you have this pleat here, but it is a favourite pattern of many people. Now you know what's next. It's the spin for results number 4. Now there are 3 left and 3 being used. I was going to change the picture, but I thought no, let's just try and risk it and try and spin again. Now obviously if it lands on one of these I will have to spin again, but I think that's going to build the suspense more, isn't it, if it actually works out like that. So 3 fabrics left, a needle cord, challis and a weird viscose twill, plaid. Yeah, I am still, even though I've had probably a couple of months now to come up with some ideas for these, I haven't, because I'm a one project at a time girl. So I don't tend to think beyond. So let's give it a spin. Even though this is my 4th series, I am still nervous every time I do the spin because we never know what's going to come up with. Even though there's only 3 fabrics, it could land on something before and then I've got to do the whole thing again. So here we go. Let's just spin it. Ready, go. Is it going to land on something I've done before? Yes, it is. Spin again. Nearly knocked it off the table then. Okay, we have a winner. It is the challis here. Here we go. This is a piece of rayon challis I bought locally actually. I think I've only got 1 metre. Excuse me trying to battle through it. It's been hung up for quite a while. I don't know why I bought it. I think I thought it was classier than I would normally buy. Yeah, I've only got a metre. Maybe a metre and a quarter maybe. Now it's funny actually because obviously it's going to lend itself to some kind of blouse, and it's really odd that I chose to wear a blouse today when I haven't worn one probably for a couple of months. So that's kind of spooky, isn't it? But that's why haven't I sewn it? Because it's again not really my colours. It really isn't. I don't know. I bought it because it just looked classy. It was sort of on display in a shop, and I thought, oh, that looks really nice. Now, I don't work in an office. I don't work. I'm at home. I don't very often go out anywhere, so it's got to be, yeah. It's going to be a top, obviously, because I haven't got much, and it's very lightweight. But what top will I use? That's the question. Now, as in all the series I've done so far, I've always used my pattern stash. So I know a lot of you suggest patterns to me, which is great. And if I've got them, that's perfect. But I have got a lot. But yeah, it's got to be something in my stash. It might be something I've sewn before, because everything looks different in a different fabric. So it's got, actually, it's not as dull as you think, but it has got a kind of pinky colour in there. It's very hard to see, but overall it is really pretty. So join me again in a couple of weeks, or maybe a week, let's see. I'm quite excited to get this one sewn up actually, and then I will come back to you with the results. Thank you once again. Don't forget to check out all the other channels doing this, joining in the fun with me. And even if you're not a YouTuber or an Instagram and you just fancy using some of your stash at home, I would heavily encourage you to just start sewing some pieces up. I'm making a huge dent in my stash by doing this. And you know what that means? It means we're entitled to go and buy some new pieces of fabric. So it's a win-win, isn't it? Thanks again for joining me. Please join me in my sewing room again, whether it's for #FridaySews, one of my Lutterlow videos, or anything else that I might pop up and talk to you about. Thanks so much again, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now. Go there.